Okay, so I'm pretty sure the beta has ended because I tried to go on there and it says maintenance, but it could be maintenance. But anyway, this is going to be my final impressions of it anyway. Let's just say if the game didn't have a subscription, I would buy it and probably play it forever because I don't know. That's my impressions. I'm not saying I love it, but I'm just saying that's what I would do because it's kind of addicting simply because of the nature of it. But I'm not going to buy it because it's a subscription. Here's what I'm hoping, and it probably will happen. It will probably go free to play within a few months because no one's going to pay that subscription, or I hope not. You know, Guild Wars 2, how do they expect, Guild Wars 2 came out a year ago now, maybe even more than a year ago, and that was buy it and play it. Why can't they just do that with this? You know, I don't understand. I just don't understand. It's, I hope no one pays the subscription and then it goes free to play. Because then I will buy it. So, yeah. Because, $15 a month, how much it is ridiculous. So that's about £10 for me. That's ridiculous. No, no, I'm not gonna pay that. It's ridiculous. But so here's my thoughts. Played for about 10 hours now, the beta, and there are some flaws, obviously, some annoyances. Here's the thing, it seems to be like it's boring and then something really cool happens, and it's boring and then something really cool happens, and it's boring and then you get invigorated again, it's boring and you get invigorated again. Like for an hour you're like, this is awesome, and then another hour it's like boring, and another hour it's awesome. I really like exploring the world and just like talking to, finding the shops, and there's this bit where I didn't see it, there's a tree and there's a massive branch and you can climb up to the top, and then there's a whole other area, and I was like, that's really cool, I like that. I like that type of stuff. But I really like the world, the graphics are nice. The frame rate was a bit odd at first, but then you got used to it within like 5 minutes. Um, there's no voice acting, but there is, but there isn't. So for like the first 6 hours, there was no voice acting, and then all of a sudden, I did this quest. There was voice acting. These two people, right? And then there was another cutscene with those same two people in it, and then they had no voices, and it's very weird, and it's not very immersive in that retrospect. So that is annoying, and plus, every time I went to speak to an NPC, I was just skipping the dialogue, because I'm not going to read it. I will listen. I'm a very good listener, but I'm not going to read it. So, yeah. I had one annoyance. There was an annoyance where I went downstairs for about 15 minutes, came back up, my character was dead. And there's no pause button, obviously, because it's MMO, but that's not fair. I was in a safe area. I purposely put my character there for the safe area because I had to go do something. Came back, dead. I'm not going to log out every time I need to go bloody do something. It's annoying. So that's a big issue. And plus my character got his armor degraded. Then I went to fight another guy. I died because the game doesn't really give you any indication of you dying, which is kind of annoying. I was just like fighting, and all of a sudden I checked my health and it was at 6 and I died. I was like, whoa. There was like no indication. There's no like, the screen doesn't go red, your character doesn't get stunned, or, your character, there's no like feedback on whether you're going to die or whether you're low on health. Because I'm completely focused on the enemy, I'm not looking at my health. So that's annoying. The game's not that difficult, not really. I'm playing a conjurer, and I'm not sure if I buy the game, if I would keep playing as a conjurer. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd play as the other mage, which is like, I don't know how you say it, but like the FUD. It starts with FUD. Or I'd play a melee character. I'm not sure. I'm not play as a ranger. I'm really not a ranger character. I'm either melee or mage. So yeah, and that's about it really. The lock on is very annoying in the combat, and very annoying. Like I played it for 10 hours and I still couldn't get it to work properly. So the lock on is quite bad. One thing I'd say, I don't know how long you can play it for before you start to get a bit bored of it, because I played it for about 3 hours and I started to get bored of it, but I stopped playing it for an hour and I came back and I wanted to play it again. So I think you need to take breaks in a game like this, which is kind of not the point. I thought the point was to keep playing it for hours and hours and hours and hours. Well, I guess for me, not really. You know, I mean, the combat itself, I'm not sure on the combat myself, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I want to play as a conjurer or not, because the conjurer only seems to have like, not that many interesting spells. All I was doing was, again and again and again and again, pressing the stone skin attack, or the stone attack where you just throw stone at the enemies, and I was just doing that again and again and again. That's why I was wondering if I want to play as another mage, where the other mage has like lightning, blizzard, and like fire. Could use all three. I'm not sure if that would make the combat more fun or more variety. I'm not sure. I'll play as a melee character. I'm not sure what the melee character is at all. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it really. No real bugs. I thought I'd get stuck in the terrain, but no, you can't really get stuck in terrain. Sometimes it's a bit, the UI is a bit odd. It's a bit fiddly, and it's not the best in the world. When you want to chat in chat, it takes about half an hour to type it in, because of the goddamn bloody keypad bullshit on the PS3. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Not really. I think that's it really. But it's good. I do really like it. It's enjoyable. It's kind of relaxing, in a sense. I would say I got another thing. The first two boss fights were awful. I do have video of those. You'll probably be able to upload them on the 27th of August, because that's when the NDA releases or goes off. And the boss fights are terrible. They're awful. Really bad. The second boss fight was even worse. And then the third boss fight was just average. So the boss fights don't seem that great at the moment. So, yeah, the story, I got no idea what's going on. I don't think I'm supposed to, because it's Japanese. Obviously, the characters are a bit odd and weird because it's Japanesey. I actually got to ride a chocobo, but it was like more of a like fast travel system. I don't know if you actually get to ride a chocobo later on or not. I only got to go to about a few areas. I wonder if there's, as you can see in this picture, hopefully you can go to areas like this, because that'd be really cool. The game seems quite dark. Quite dark. There doesn't seem to be that much light. Not like in this picture you see here, there's quite a lot of light. But it seems quite dim and dark. But I'm not sure if that was just the weather. Because there's fog in the game, there's rain, there's sun, there's black skies and all that stuff. Some of the monsters are really cool looking. Some of the monsters are really creepy looking. There's like massive monsters. There's also these things called fates, where it's basically a random encounter where randomly this thing will start happening, and then everyone can join in, and it might be one massive boss, or it might be like 100 little guys, or like 50 medium-sized guys, and that's really cool because you get to see everyone like throwing their spells, throwing their abilities off, and the frame rate stays normal, which is really quite impressive actually. And you can like zoom the camera out and see everyone doing their whole spells. It's like boosh, boosh, boosh. That's not how it goes. That's not the sound effect. That'd be a very shitty sound effect. But overall, I do really enjoy it. There obviously are some annoyances, but you know, they might get patched out. It's an MMO. MMOs are supposed to last for a long time. They could patch it out. I know they were working on this re-release. It's a re-release for 3 years, so it would have been nice if these flaws weren't in here. But what are you gonna do? I would prefer if they didn't NDA it, so you could freaking show the game off in its freaking flaws, so they could, you know, it's ridiculous. But, you know, it's a good MMO, I would say. Well, for me, is someone who hasn't played MMOs. I think PS3 players are going to really like this, because it's something completely different. And, you know, the combat is something completely different from what they've ever played. So, you know, if you've played MMOs before, you might think it's another MMO. But for people, PS3 owners, it's quite a different experience, and hopefully they'll like it. Once the subscription is taken away, which it bloody better be, and I reckon it will within like a year, because I don't see it going very far with that subscription. Now, like I said, I only got 10 hours in the beta. You know, a decent amount-ish. I got to about level 15. The level cap was 20. I wanted to play a bit more, but I didn't get a chance. I want to try another character out, like a melee character out, but I didn't get a chance to do that. I was actually going to start one last night, but I continued playing my Conjurer because I got some cool stuff with him. And, you know, that's basically it, really. I mean, it's a really good MMO. You know, no one's going to pay the subscription. At least I hope not, because so they can make it free to play. And then hopefully once the subscription is gone, everyone will play it. Because I've heard the Elder Scrolls Online might be using a subscription base. That might be alright on the name alone, but I reckon it won't. You know, Star Wars, the Old Republic didn't do very well on the name alone with the subscription. That went free to play within a year. This will probably go free to play in a year. If the Elder Scrolls Online is a subscription base, that will go free to play in a year. It doesn't work anymore. No one's got the money to fork out for that. You know, people are already playing. I'm playing PlayStation Plus. I'm playing Xbox Live Gold. You're paying for the internet. You're paying for this. I don't need another subscription of $15, £10 on my goddamn game, you know. What they should have done is, they should have made it so PlayStation Plus was mandatory for this. Then it wouldn't be too bad. It'd still be a bit annoying, but it wouldn't be too bad, because PlayStation Plus you get free games, and people should have that anyway, because it's ridiculous good value. And that's what I think they should have done, because isn't PlayStation 4 Warframe and PlanetSide 2, don't you need PlayStation Plus for that, and that's how you play it, free to play? Why can't they do that with this? Why can't they do it with this? So yeah, that's my final impressions. I do really like it, actually. It's just nice to walk around, explore, you know. It's cool because there's other people, you know, running around, stuff like that, and console players don't have that normally. The only one they've had is DC Universe Online, but that's actually a really good MMO, DC Universe Online. And that went free to play, so I reckon this will go free to play. So, I do hope to buy it once it goes free to play. And you know it's going to go free to play. If it doesn't, I will not be happy because I want to play it. So, yeah.